Hi, my name's Sam. I'm a mechanic off-beat bikes and a mountain biker. And today I'm going to be going over some maintenance points with you that's going to allow your bike to last longer, you're going to be able to go faster, and you're also going to be safer. So, one of the most important bits of maintenance you can do is to lubricate your chain. It's going to make it last a lot longer, and it's going to stop your gears from clunking when you're pedaling about. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to apply the lubricant to the bottom of the chain while spinning the cranks backwards. So next we're going to be going over how to change an inner tube if you get a puncture like this. First of all, we want to check that we're in the hardest gear at the back, which is the smallest cog. Second of all, if we have rim brakes like this, we're going to want to disconnect them by squeezing the two side arms together and unhooking the little silver piece. Next, we're going to remove the rear wheel. To do that, I'm going to flip the bike over and undo this lever here. We don't need to loosen that, and the wheel should just pop straight out. I'm going to release the bead of the tyre, and to do that, I'm going to squeeze it all the way around like this, just like a crab. All the way from the top, squeezing it in. That allows the tyre to have a bit of slack so I can then pop it off. So, to remove the tyre, we're going to use a special tool called a tyre lever, specifically this end to hook under the bead and remove it from the rim. To do this, we're going to insert the tyre levers under the bead, roughly 3 spokes apart. We're then going to flip one tyre lever over at a time, which is going to release the bead. We can then remove one of our tyre levers and simply slide it round. So now we've got the bead off, we can remove the inner tube from inside the tyre. We're then going to want to inspect the inside of the tyre, first of all with our eyes to see if we can see anything poking through. And then we're just going to gently run our hand around the inside to see if we can feel anything that could be poking the inner tube. If we do find anything, we want to poke it from the inside to the outside of the tyre. I've got my new inner tube here, and I've put just enough air that it fills up and keeps its shape. The first step to putting it in is locating the valve hole. We're then going to slide the valve straight through there, followed by the rest of the inner tube, just tucking it into the tyre. Next, we're going to need to get the bead back on. We're going to start opposite the valve to do that, so spin the wheel round and just tuck it in behind the rim. You can just work your way around with both hands, squeezing it back on. Be careful not to pinch the tube with the tyre. I put a bit more air in so I can feel the tube pressing against the tyre. I'm just going to work my way around, squeezing to make sure that the tube isn't trapped but underneath the tyre at any point. That looks good. Now I'm going to pump it up fully. Nice. So, to find out how much pressure I want in my tyre, I can look at the sidewall where it says here 35 to 55 psi. I'm going to aim for 40 psi. If you want to ride your tyres a bit harder, you'll be able to roll a bit faster and maybe get less punctures. But if you run your tyres slightly softer, you're going to have a bit more grip in the mud, but also a higher risk of punctures. So to put the wheel back in the bike, we're just going to reverse the steps we took earlier. I think what most important thing you can do for your bike is keep it clean and well lubricated. The best ways to do this are using a bucket of warm soapy water and a sponge, or a low-powered garden hose and some specialist bike cleaner. It's going to keep the bike running well for ages, and you're going to have loads of fun on it. And it'll be better for wheelies!